everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, June 10, 2025. That's 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a time for change call tomorrow night after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about something that hasn't really been brought up much. It was at one time, and then it faded out. The word is Jubilee. Once you confine yourself to the ever-present moment, you become totally complete, whole, healed, just as you are. You want to make sure you're in a comfortable position. No outside interference. Relaxed into your body. Still as a statue, focused on your breath rising and falling. The greatest pleasure in life comes from surrendering to what is here now. Within this moment is the transformation from a life of trying, doing, and achieving into purely being. And right now, you can have all the good feelings, love and joy you can imagine. It is all available now within your mind body. You have a personal, unlimited source of pleasure inside you right now. And the amount of pleasure you can experience has no limit and is always available for you to enjoy and for your enjoyment. This ultimate goldmine of a discovery is found within the deepest realms of your innermost being. This is why the majority on this planet aren't there, not even close. The normal pleasures that you're used to experiencing every day happen out of a cause and effect situation. For example, when a delightful thing occurs on the outer world, like your favorite ice cream, then a new experience manifests within your inner world. Taste buds are bursting with joy. Anytime you purchase something you think will make you happy, you get a few moments of pleasure and satisfaction, and then merely fall back into the seeking of more or of it from another source in the outer world. Whether it is a compliment, a smile, a funny email, or a hug, you've been conditioned to find the source of pleasure that is outside of your physical body. The illusion that pleasure is found out there is truly a delusion that makes one powerless, dependent, and a slave to the advertising industries around the world. So we invite you to end the endless searching outside of yourself for quick happiness fixes. It's time you learn how to free your mind, tap into an outrageous amount of pleasure from within your body-mind at any time you desire. The first step to learning this, it's a sacred discovery, is learning how to welcome this moment of your life as the most special, sacred moment of all. Your mind is the only thing blocking you from being here now. To start accessing unlimited pleasure, drop the mind and open up to a state of infinite being. Start with accepting the truth that you are not just this body filled with blood and bones that has a constant flow of thoughts pouring through it. You are consciousness itself. And within that experience, you'll find you are a soul that does not die. Relax into this message so that it reaches every atom in your body-mind. Let it absorb into your being at a cellular level in this very moment of your life. The more you can relax into it, the more open, spacious, and loving this moment becomes. Rest deeply, and this universal truth will help set you free. The ultimate pleasure within you comes naturally to you, on its own accord. It cannot be forced or manipulated to occur. In fact, quite the opposite is true. It happens effortlessly when you are resting deeply, simply being with everything that is. And when you are deeply at peace, totally relaxed with yourself, your life, and everything and everyone in it, just as they are right now, massive pleasure arises. These things don't have to change for you to find peace inside you. You have full permission to relax and allow life to be the way it is right now. Nothing needs to happen so that you can relax deeper. You can simply choose to let go of the mind's struggle, to change everything, and consciously choose to slow down. Turn your attention within and look deeper within yourself. This is what you haven't truly done yet, and is the doorway to letting ultimate pleasure come flooding in. The deeper you can dive within yourself, the easier it is to see, feel, and explore the divinity within your being. You can only know others as intimately as you know yourself. The more open you are to experiencing everything that is inside you, no matter how ugly, depressing, angry, or shameful it is, the more joy, pleasure, and bliss can enter your being. Those who cry hard can laugh even harder. And whatever uncomfortable feeling you discover inside you is just a feeling. And it's going to change with time. You might as well experience it while it's here. Because the more you resist and avoid it, the more it tends to stick to you. And the more you allow for whatever experience you're having right now. And the more you turn into the great pleasure vessel that you are. There is nothing more important than finding peace with yourself. You'll merge with the ever-flowing eternal river of good feelings, infinite love, eternal peace, and total freedom. And when you finally come to rest at the core of your being, learn to sit quietly in silence and meditate for long periods of time or on stillness. And when you dive inside yourself and only find a city of various lunatic personalities living in one big mad house without any doors, this is a good sign. You are simply resurfacing old abandoned garbage, cleaning a house, clearing away the emotional muck that wasn't taken to the local dump and not the recycling center. The permanent bliss that you are inside and benefit and beneath this enlightened pile of junk within, your inner mess can distract you or motivate you, all depending on your approach to it. So let it inspire you to dive straight into the core of your being. Do not stop to be drained and entertained by any broken, angry, victimized, heartless houses inside you. Look in their cellars. Notice what's underneath, at the foundation of your being. And once you dig deep enough and wait long enough, you'll strike a small vein of satisfaction within and never be the same again. When you discover that which is truly real, satisfying, and everlasting inside your core, it's very hard to become addicted and hypnotized, again, by the false promise of temporary outer pleasures. You'll be able to really enjoy that decadent slice of chocolate cake now, because the temporary joy it gives you will be fed by an eternal spring of pleasure from a deeper well within. Your essence, your essential joy, is so huge that it flows in every direction. Nirmala. Now, how many of us on this planet, in this very now moment, it's like sometimes we forget that the most important place we can turn for answers is inside ourselves. The outer world tends to captivate us, tantalize us, and coerce us to lose our inner direction with its materialistic importance and superficial psychodramas. We can become emotionally captured by these experiences of our inner world. The mind can become so involved in the external that we fall behind, or we fall blind to the truth of the radiant sacred beings we actually truly are. The most enlightening path to liberation is the one that is the most sustainable and always available from within. In this approach, the most enlightening path to liberation is the one that is the most sustainable and always available from within. This approach has stopped the search in the outer world for real fulfillment and knows there is no greater source of true satisfaction than the one that exists within. It's believed by many that it's the incessant searching of the mind which causes us not to see. We are not seeing the divine. We are not seeing the divine sacred beings we truly are because we are following the mind's perpetual wanting, yearning, and desiring habit. The more time we give for appreciating what is in our lives, accepting and loving the people who share our lives with us, the wanting program that had caused internal blindness slowly starts to fade out of our lives. As long as the mind is directed outwards, our energy continues to flow away from our center, away from deep inner peace and the stillness where all real, sustainable answers to this life are found. The truly liberated being is the one who has chosen to give up the perpetual search for happiness out there and lives only at the source of their pure spiritual essence, which is always available within. When we turn our attention to the real source itself, the energetic blackboard behind our inner world, the essential roots of love, thought, and creativity become the real gold. And when we discover the possibility of stopping the mind from its addiction to needing something outside itself to be satisfied, we discover the greatest world of freedom and empowerment has always been inside. Where there is awareness, there is the potential for healing and spiritual freedom. In each moment, we can become aware where we are focusing our attention. Is it now on my inner world or my outer world? Which one is it? Eventually, with enough awareness, we see they are the same. And there is only one world. However, the mind is very conditioned and accustomed to perceiving a separation, focusing on the outer world for the causes of manifestation and fulfillment. It doesn't care to take 100% responsibility for the uncomfortable feelings that can be hiding in its basement. When we bring more awareness to where the source of the mind is coming from, where our outer world is truly manifesting from inside ourselves, we slowly start to see we have total responsibility over the manifestations in our lives. But by not judging, but simply accepting what we find on the journey towards the source of all thought, we eventually discover how to relax into this divine responsibility, bathe in the light of our being. The source of our spiritual essence begins to take precedence over the mind, and we relax into a deeper life experience that is full of unlimited potentiality and freedom. Perhaps the most wonderful thing about this universe is that it is perpetually benevolent. It always gives us exactly what we need, especially when we do not realize what it is we truly need. If we are only directing our attention towards the outer world, we burn out. And the body and mind are programmed to find balance, peace, and healing. At some point, the pendulum of the life will swing us back to stillness on its own accord. The stillness is the doorway to our ultimate creativity and God-given manifestation responsibility. This is the moment our real spiritual journey begins, and the unfulfilling, never-ending path to satisfying the ego comes to an end. Be always feeling and reflecting on the real being. Be that and cling close to it. Let your quest be constant and sustained until you catch the self and thereby find eternal happiness. Ramana Maharishi. What is the self? It's the God within the soul. It's the pure consciousness. It is what we are. We are the kingdom of God. We are the heaven. We are pure consciousness. There's no debating that. Many have tried. One of the greatest truths that many have discovered thus far on the path to inner liberation is this. The soul of spiritual being, who we actually are, is so huge, all-consuming, and deeply enlightening that ultimately it doesn't matter if you get whatever your ego wants or doesn't want. Your mind ego will always be trying to want something that it thinks will finally bring it to being completely fulfilled and satisfied. The problem is that it only knows how to want, doesn't know how to relax and rest in having or pure being. However, the rabbit hole goes even deeper. Here, for just recognizing the incessant desiring mind, habit, is not the final answer to freedom here. The real freedom comes from knowing that when we do get whatever we want, we will also get what we don't want. And whenever we manifest any desire, we always get both. There is no single payoff from achieving any desire in this world that does not also have a cost to it. And we've all experienced this. And it's not like, it doesn't go like the one where you focus on what you don't want. It's not that way. Okay, that's different. Because that's all you're going to get is what you don't want. This one is like we don't, let's just say, for example, you meet your dream partner or soulmate, right? Or twin flame, however you want to say it. Only later to find out that they have this deeply annoying habit that we cannot stand. Or when we get to buy our dream car, we realize it also comes with an insanely high monthly insurance rate and costly maintenance fees. The weekend drinker who loves to party always forgets about the horrible hangover experience that will painfully consume his or her life the next morning. If we discipline ourselves with daily exercise and get super strong and fit, we may only later discover we are becoming super stiff and tight from not integrating deep stretching exercises as well. Even if we think we have found our perfect dream life, there's always going to be a need for a feeling of the gratitude about it all. To keep the mind happy, peaceful, and at a higher vibration so we can evolve and manifest an even more amazing experience of life next year. So I call it, it's the other side. It's the other side of the coin. There's always another side, see? It doesn't matter. It's just like, you think you've got the latest, greatest, best slice, and then you realize you did not know that there were some glitches to it. Now, this understanding may initially make life feel hopeless, yet I assure you it is the doorway to absolute freedom beyond it all. Always getting both, what we want and what we do not want, is one of the most enlightening and deeply liberating spiritual paths to explore. When we realize that this life is always going to be a break-even, win-lose experience with every desire we go after, we start to relax about the whole game and drop into something deeper inside. And in the beginning, this dropping in can feel like apathy, thinking, what's the point of it all if we always get what we want and what we do not want, and never only just the goodies? Yet this feeling will soon fall away when we see that the nature of desire, not having, is pure, and that inner peace with desire actually manifests our desires much more easily. Then the great ride of life becomes enjoyable along the way. And when we understand, when we comprehend that every single time we manifest any desire, we get both what we want and don't want. We stop becoming so attached to making our desires manifest. We stop trying to manipulate and control life so as to get it to flow our way. We stop being so greedy, needy, and full of selfish, egoic agendas. Then there arises this feeling of sweet surrender to the grand totality of life and the majesty of our being. In the simple awareness of this profound truth, we gently begin to relax into our spiritual nature and thus become a more powerful manifesting magnet for everything our heart desires. Life's problems may be complicated, yet the answers are always very simple. This universe is full of mystery and paradox. When we give up on wanting something we become a stronger magnet for receiving it. It does seem backwards, yet it happens every time. When we relinquish attachment to something, that something just wants to fall into our lap. It's like, you're pursuing something. Chase, right? And then when you get it, or you say to yourself, I'm not going to chase this anymore, right? You're not quitting. You just say, I'm not going to chase it anymore. It happens, it doesn't. That's when it happens. The most enlightened approach to dealing with attachment to a desire is knowing that once the desire is manifested, we must be emotionally prepared to receive the opposing negative byproduct as well. It doesn't mean we cannot or should not celebrate the attainment of our goal in an outrageous way. In fact, it's best that we give it our all. Do a total let go and fall deep into appreciation, because this increases our joy vibration and ability to growing stronger as a powerful manifesting magnet as we let go into the total full self-expression. We can rise even higher into the ecstatic bliss because we know that very soon the annoying negative flip side to things will arise and bring everything back to an even neutral balance. It's like life, one of the perceptions of life is it's like a gambling casino where you always win whatever you bet. If you bet 5, you get 5 back each time. There's always an even outcome, a perfect balance to life, which makes everything fair in the end. Karmically, we always get whatever we put into ourselves. Some say life is unfair, yet life actually is completely fair. Everything balances itself out in the end. We simply have to look for the rainbow when we're drowning in the rainstorm. There's always a brilliant wave of light underneath every dark undertow of fear. This universe was set up this way so we could remain neutral, relaxed in the awareness that is at the center of our being, which subsequently is also the center of this entire universe. The trick to life is to be continually alert to the new, because nothing is ever as it seems. We can think a person, a being, is a certain rigid way our whole lives, only at the end to realize that they had a hidden, flexible part that we could never see. It is how we see things that makes them what they are. Our perception of people colors and taints them, yet does not come close to the truth of their grand totality. Everyone is a permanent grand mystery to be experienced and explored. When we hold this understanding, this comprehension, as sacred, our relationships and communications with others unfold in a much more enlightening way. Once we become conscious about this perpetual balanced nature of duality, the incessant desiring game will completely subside. Then we are eased into a nesting area of true relaxation within our hearts and lives. Here we can experience the grace and joy of our divinity, the healing quality of our being. We can discover real freedom, our true essence, and our essential nature. Join in meditation. I'll return and close us out. In through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling. Stop trying so hard to be successful. You are already amazing just the way you are, even though you may not know it. You are experiencing exactly what you are meant to experience in this lifetime. Simply be here now. There's nothing more for you to do. This is the greatest success there is, to simply exist as a multidimensional being in this universe. Let go of your struggle to become better and just be whatever you are. You are more than enough. You are perfect exactly as you are. Every single moment that you show up for your life is the most amazing victory. When I look at you, I just say, wow. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and following morning. We will return here Wednesday, June 11, 2025, at 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. And after 9:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.